Welcome to the Vinny Rock Podcast.
I took the blows and did it my way.
It's time. The Vinny Rock Podcast. Yo. Just want to say what's up. It's the Vinny Rock Podcast. Going to hit you with some of these sponsors. I'm waiting on my boy to hit me up and see if he's going to jump on the podcast. And if he's not, then I'm going to throw one together for myself, something I've been talking about. I kind of want to hit on the subject of post-traumatic stress. You guys heard my last interview, and I kind of wanted to talk on that. But before we get to anything, let's talk about the sponsors who make this all happen. I love them all. I want to continue to make them happy, and you guys got to go continue to check them out. Let's start off with GMR Gold. I just got a dope package of a bunch of freaking Canadian precious metals. It is what it is. It's precious metals. It's something interesting. I like it. I'm learning new things every day. My man Charlie, who has all the information. I follow him on GMR Gold on Instagram. You guys should do it too. If you just have questions, he will answer them. He's just one of the most knowledgeable dudes I know. I love how he handles his social media, and he just explains to people all the cool intricacies of precious metals. You guys go check out GMR Gold. Get yourself a subscription of the bullion box. You could do $100, $200, or $300 worth. And honestly, it's just a cool fucking thing, and I enjoy doing it. So you guys go check them out. There's a promo code called Rocco. Hit up Rocco. Let them know I sent you. Several other companies out there. I'm going to leave Core Medical for last because there's something special I want to talk about. And I might have to do that on my own podcast if my boy doesn't jump in. But WilliePeachChocolates.com. Don't forget, that's a veteran-owned company. Small businesses are suffering right now during these hard times. You guys, if you have the extra $10, $15, go support my man, Willie Peach Chocolates. Get yourself some chocolate. Beyond Clothing, I just got a new pair of pants. I got those tiger stripes looking all pimpish and stuff. I got to probably lose a pound or so because they're a little snug on the old crotcho, but it's all good, man. My fear is always blowing out the crotch of my pants, but these pants are made better than the ones I had in the military. So trust me when I say high quality stuff. I'm going to be doing some shooting videos here soon. Not like the douchey ones you see on YouTube and whatnot. Just something I want to show you guys some cool stuff with some of my good buddies. But Beyond Clothing, hook me up with some cool gear. I'm excited to wear it. It's just that it's the fashionable item that makes me look like an operator as well as highly prepared, and it's functional. Go check them out. Beyond Clothing, you know the promo code is Rocco. Barry Law, man, I've said it before. You guys need help getting your VA disability ratings up. Are you having troubles? I know it's a hard thing to do. Trust me, it took me a long time to actually do it because it was frustrating, but I finally have gone through the process. I finally am getting what I deserve. You guys can do it too. Barry Law is there to help you. I promise. They have a free book. If you're just interested in getting some questions, go check out the free book that they have. You can get it at what is it? It's PTSDlawyers.com/Rocco. And you go to that, you'll see a video of me talking, as well as you get a link to a free book. It'll tell you all about the VA disability benefits and applying for it and all the issues you could potentially have and how they can mitigate that. I promise you, these guys are here for you. They're veteran-owned. It's veteran lawyers there to help you. They understand you. A lot of these guys have been through the process themselves. If you guys have questions, go hit up Barry Law. Hit up PTSDlawyers.com/Rocco. Check them out. You know it's me. Trust me, I love them. They're good people. Perseverance Survival, home of the original Whoopee hoodie. You know, it's hard right now for these guys, right? I mean, all the small brands that I'm repping, it's hard for them. You guys got to hit them up. Get one Whoopee hoodie. Do me a favor. All of you guys listen, go pick up one Whoopee hoodie or go pick up one pair of freaking, the Ranger panties, the Silkies. Just do one. If you guys can do one, you're going to save a company. Trust me, right now it's hard times for these guys. I want you guys to go help them out. PerseveranceSurvival.com. Don't forget all my own little brands. You got Warfighter Tobacco. You can order them online. You got Alpha Elite supplements. You use that promo code Rocco15. Get some 15% off of some supplements. It's veteran-owned. It is special operations-owned. You got Lead Singer's Whiskey. We're still doing hand sanitizer. If you guys need information for that, hit me up. Hero Sports, a nonprofit. We play sports, and we do it all over the freaking United States. We have a team in Hawaii. We have a team in Louisiana. We have a team in Texas and Utah. We're ready to expand when you guys are. Let us know. We got the VinnyRock.com for your veteran gear. Veteran is a brand that I started because I'm trying to help promote positivity in the veteran community, that we can be better, we can do better. A better me, a better community. If you guys are interested, check that out. There's more to come on that. Don't forget, I said more to come on that. That's so gross. Don't forget Modern Gun School. You go to mgs.edu. You can use your GI Bill or your vocational rehab to learn how to be a gunsmith online. You could do it from the comfort of your own home. Trust me, I know there's a lot of you out there saying, I haven't used my education benefits, but what is interesting out there? Well, listen to this. They're going to send you the fucking stuff you need to start working on being an armor at a gunsmithing school. Holy shit. Check them out on Instagram if you guys have questions. Modern Gun School. It's at Modern Gun School. Or you can go check them out online. It's www.mgs.edu. Last but not least, Core Medical Group, they send TRT directly to your house. It's a fully capable. You just telemedicine. You just call them. They do a video conference with you with the doctor. They see what you need. They do blood work. When they identify all your deficiencies in your hormones, they will fix them for you. But that's not it. I want you guys, hopefully you're listening. Something special here. Erectile dysfunction. They have erectile dysfunction meds. All you guys that are listening that are getting all shy and nervous right now, it's okay. It happens. Sometimes you need a little help. You got to go make sure you hit them up. Make sure the doctor checks your blood work and your heart levels. And if you need it, Core Medical Group has it. They'll send it directly to your house in a very discreet package. I promise you. Erectile dysfunction, you are not alone. There's a lot of us that go through these weird times in our lives, especially stressful events like now. But what you don't want to do is hurt your family by causing divorces and all this other crazy stuff because you just can't get the Johnson to work. Core Medical Group has your answers. If you guys have questions, look, this is discreet, I promise you. If you guys have questions, hit me up about TRT and I'll give you the number. The same number that you get for TRT is the same number you need for erectile dysfunction. Trust me. I love you guys. There's a lot going on. We'll talk about it later. Right now, let's get to the podcast.
We are recording now. What up? Damn, I just fucking peaked my own microphone.
Yeah. What you drinking?
A little Star Beazles. It's a cold brew.
Don't tell your friends.
Yeah, well, they can't get mad at the convenience of a Starbucks.
Convenience, ease. That's the way of the future. I just bought trail mix for $5 off of Amazon.
Bro, it's the way of the dad life, dog.
I was like, done.
I've gotten so much shit on Amazon. Half my fucking garage gym is off Amazon. Besides all the Sornex gear, the rest is fucking Amazon.
They just, I don't know if he planned it in the beginning because they started selling books, but they set up this infrastructure that's fascinating. And I'm in Nashville. And they have 2 fulfillment centers here.
Yeah.
And they, it's insane. They're a spread.
They're keeping people employed, bro. It's funny. So before we get into just random,
yeah.
And my boy Zachary Bell, he's a veteran himself, as well as known as a renowned writer, and as well as a renowned social media shit talker. I mean, but I think it's good shit talk, and we'll get into that later.
Mm-hmm, mm-hmm.
But first, let's talk about your career. So you started off in the military. When did you enlist?
Well, my father is the devil, and my mother was an M16. Right? Isn't that how that cadence goes? I enlisted in 2007. 9/11 was when I was in middle school. I can't remember if it was in middle school because it was an awkward phase. I don't remember if it was 7th or 8th grade, but I just remember it happening. And at that time, it's hard to even think about, I talk to my kids about it, is that the world is so big for my kids and your kids. I had a state, you had a state. I knew of New York, but I didn't know, you know what I mean? It doesn't seem accessible as it is now.
Well, it's funny because
that made the world small.
Yeah. And you're a lot younger than I was. I was in college.
Yeah.
I remember waking up, just got out of the shower, and my mom's like, Vinny, come look. I think we're going to war, right? And I mean, she don't know nothing about war, but she knew like this was weird, right? And as I'm like getting dressed.
Everybody did that. Everybody did that. Everybody's like, it's on.
It felt like war. It felt like, oh shit, we're being attacked, right? And so then I watched the second plane, and I kind of sat on my bed after thinking like, what the hell does this mean? Right. And at that time in my life, I'm trying to be a pro baseball player, right? So I'm playing college ball, trying to do my thing. And I knew like, well, that might not. I started thinking of like, because it's baseball in my life, I started thinking about some of the older baseball players that had to stop playing baseball for World War II.
Yeah, it was a big thing.
It was a huge thing, bro. I mean, that's when they actually had the women's league, right? That's where the movie League of Their Own came from.
I was about to say, yeah.
And so it's like this funny, that's the first thing I thought of, like, oh shit, baseball's done. I might have to go straight to war. And it was just this crazy time. And so, yeah, like I know what you're saying. And New York is actually close to my heart because we have family there. Being Puerto Rican, we obviously have family somewhere there.
Weird.
So it's this funny thing, man. And it's crazy. 2000.
I saw the second plane hit. I don't know what plane it was or what tower it was, but that was what I saw live.
Yeah.
Like I remember, because the only thing I would watch on TV was like TRL. Ooh. And when I shouldn't have been, I was way too young. But
it's so funny.
I just remember, I remember being like, this Eminem guy, he's got something here.
I was watching TLC's like Don't Go Chasing Waterfalls, and I was just like in love with T-Boz. I don't know.
Yeah. No, there's nothing wrong with that.
She's dancing. I'm like, don't go chasing waterfalls.
I was like, what are these feelings I have? And
I was in college. I should have figured that out by then.
I hope I was speaking from my point of view. I'm sure you did. Sure you did. But I turned it on. I just remember turning it on. I'm like, I could see the building in the rubble.
Yeah.
And the next one happened, and I remember I grabbed my little brother's hand. And I was like, sit down, we're not going to school.
Yeah. Is your family military at all?
My uncle was in the first Gulf War.
How about your mother and father? Your father, Bubba, was he harder on you? Was he harder on you than your drill sergeant in basic training?
Oh, yeah.
I tell people that. I tell people that. Like, the difference between the drill sergeant in basic training and my dad is the drill sergeants can't really touch me.
Yeah. Not that much. They can get a bump,
and they can get a little one of these head things,
a love tap. Yeah.
But I mean, I was in 2003 basic training, and I mean, they still had the restraints on them. I don't know, Marine basic training is different than Army, so I don't know how much physical.
It's not really that. It's right. Well, the same. Yeah.
It's pretty simple. But me as a drill sergeant, I became a drill sergeant in 2008. And
God, I wish I joined the Army because then it would have been. Yeah.
The rules were, dude, like we tried to follow the rules, but at the same time, sometimes it didn't make sense to follow those rules, right? Like you're only allowed to do 10 repetitions of one workout for a correctional training at the max, depending on the phase, red, white, blue phase, right? And so they'll start like red is early on, blue, right? Later on in the phase, they're considered to be in better shape. So we can do 3 iterations of 3 different workouts of whatever the fuck, right? At a normal cadence, because people like, Joe's like, well, this is easy. 1, 2, 3. 1. Right? Exactly. Right. So it's this fucking, and so when I was in, I remember, I think the worst thing that ever happened to me was like mop 4 level fucking smoke job in the washer and dryer room, right? You know what that is, right? Mop 4. I don't know if the Marine called it something.
Yeah. No, the mop suits, yeah.
Yep. That's probably the worst thing that happened to me with a rucksack on, I remember.
I do remember putting on a mop suit being like, pass. Like, it's just not, if the clouds and the air becomes poison around me, that's it. I think I'm just going to probably light one
Jesus,
up.
take the wheel, bro. Jesus, take the wheel.
Like, we had a good ride. I'm not going to, because nobody ever gets it on, right? There's always breaks and stuff.
Yeah, bro. And then you're asking to suffocate in your little bag.
Yeah, and then you're like, your face is melting off, and you're like, at least I got it on. No, I'll be out there.
I've seen the movie The Rock. I know what it does to you.
Yeah, I mean, Sean Connery barely made it. I don't think I will. So, no, but it's funny. Drill instructors, I've always thought were like stand-up comedians, and they were like riffing all the time.
Yeah.
And I remember there was this. So I was 18. I enlisted. So I enlisted in 07. Left in February. I did the DEP, but I only did it for like a month. But February 07, I'm at boot camp. And I'm sitting next to this guy. I can't remember his name, but I have it on like my boot camp photo in here. But I'm Bell, and he's a B, and he's 30 years old, and I'm 18. And I mean, he's a good guy, but I just remember thinking, Jesus, don't let me be 30 years old starting. And they walk up to him, and they're like, "Oh, what's going on, recruit?" And he's like, "Oh no!" And they start laying into him like they smelled blood. And he started crying, and then they started ripping on him. And they're like, "How old are you, recruit?" He's like, 30 years old, instructor. He's like, 30 years old. Good God damn, what's wrong with you? Are you married? This recruit is married. Oh, I bet she's not married. I bet Jody's back there with her right now. And then he starts bawling, and it was like blood hit the water.
Bro.
And I'm just like, I'm looking, you're like looking at nothing.
Yeah, because they call those acts for a reason, bro. You're looking for the weak link in that motherfucker.
Yeah, and I'm just standing there like this. And he goes, "I tell you what, recruit, I wish your daddy had pulled out and shot it in your mama's mouth." And I go, like, I lost it. And he caught me so hard, that kill hat. And he like looked at me, he goes, "Stand up, recruit, you fell." And I was like, yeah, I fell. That's what I'll tell everyone.
Yeah.
With like a bruise.
Yeah.
But once they did that, they would just start trying to break people. And I would just be shaking all the time.
It's this funny thing, dude. The energy of the shark attack, knowing from personal experience, like you kind of feed off all your other buddies. And there's some guys that are completely ridiculous, but like, everyone's feeding off each other, dude. And it's like, so the first day I got to basic, I'm like, man, I don't know what the hell's going on, but I'm just going to shut my fucking mouth and hopefully no one notices me. Right. You know what I mean? The first dude off the bus in front of me jumps off the bus and fucking his knee fucking buckles. Boom. He's done. Dog, he's done. Well, the drill sergeants don't give a fuck, and they still make him carry all his shit while he's wobbling his ass, while he torn ACL, MCL, fucking everything. And he's crying next to me, and I'm sitting here thinking like, well, that fucking sucked because I saw the whole thing happen.
Like, am I gonna have to testify?
Yeah, bro, it was crazy. And so I'm sitting there fucking locked up, and the dude next to me, it's Vargas Vega, this Puerto Rican dude from fucking Philly. Dog, this dude had no fucking military bearing because everything that was said, same thing. These guys come out and say all this shit. So this fucking drill sergeant said, "God damn, son, tuck in that chin," to me, right? And I'm like, oh, fuck, here we go. You know what I mean? And fucking here comes Vega. And we got fucked up, bro.
You got lit up. Yeah.
Oh my
God. It was worth it. I mean, like, they were just, I felt like they were always like doing improv nights.
Oh, bro, that's what it is. It becomes this fun thing with you and your boys and seeing who can fucking say the most ridiculous shit without one getting in trouble, keeping it within parameters of like some kind of decency, but at the same time, just blasting these soldiers. I remember they were getting on us for a while for not cussing. Like, you cannot cuss. Like, do not cuss. So then I would say WTF, like in texting, and that shit blew up, bro. Because I'm like, WTF, private. And then my other drill sergeant's like, what the fuck? And I'm just like, bro, I'm trying to cuss, and I want to tell him, like, what the fuck, dude?
Listen, man, I'm not trying to catch a case out here in this recruit training. Because, I mean, that's a stain. That's a stain you can't get clean.
You do not want to get that. You do not want to. As a drill sergeant, it's a respectable job. You know, you want to uphold that, you know, whatever. But you don't want to fuck that up either. You don't want to lose that hat, bro.
Well, I mean, there's horror stories of guys that.
Oh, bro.
I mean, they were top earners. Next thing you know, they got caught with a backhand, or they got caught making some kid cry, and their dad knows so and so, or their mommy knows so and so.
I had a drill sergeant fucking drive too fast and flipped a fucking LMTV, dog. Critically injured a dude who's forever fucked up. Terrible, dude. And like, that's irresponsible shit. You know what I mean? Whatever the case. But so you joined as a supply guy, correct? What is that?
Yeah, I did. It depends on who you ask. No,
King support. I don't know how they call it.
Hey man, bullets don't fly without supply, baby.
There you go.
Dude, no, it's so weird to think about it because at that time Iraq was starting to tear off.
Yeah.
Right? Like 07, 08, it was going into that peak.
It was like the second running of it, just boom.
Yeah, I mean, y'all had green zones in Iraq.
Yeah.
And stuff. And like, I remember I would see people come back from Iraq and they were either jacked or fat. Like,
well, bro.
At that time.
Exactly.
Yeah.
No, exactly. It's like this. You got the guys who are out there working, And you get the people that are camped out that are just like, let's go
they're at a camp.
MWR night. Let's go to country dancing square night. You know, like square dancing night and shit.
But
that's what it was. That's by 2007. That's pretty much what it's evolved to. Like, okay, now it's more comfortable for any kind of soldier, Marine, any kind of airman to come there. And if you're going to be deployed for a year, well, you have the comforts of an actual fucking, places to eat and whatnot.
Well, and, and doctrinally, people don't really understand the difference between the Army, like Army infantry and Marine Corps infantry. Like if you break it down realistically, the Marine Corps infantry is a pioneering trailblazing force. Like we're fast and loose, 7 months out deployments. The Army, because of its logistical support, operational support, and larger element, is a sustaining force. So y'all do 12 months.
You can set up shop and go.
Yeah, 12 months and everything else. So people don't forget that because they'll be like, oh, you only did 7 months. I'm like, listen, all right, like it's different, right? The same way it's the same, but it's different, and it just gets on my nerves. But
I saw Generation Kill.
Yeah, people. I mean, like I have a rucksack that it carried everything.
Yeah, you guys pretty much did a lot of.
I was outside.
That's what a lot of patrolling.
I mean, infantry wise, the stuff of dreams. Legit LPOPs, legit op bases, patrol bases.
Yeah,
like you're out there alone and afraid. We ran out of water before. Stuff was helo dropped in. It was an infantryman's dream.
Yeah, it was you.
Which is why I chose supply.
Were you really supply? No, you were 0311.
0311, baby.
0311.
0311. Yeah. 0303. 11 Bravo is what you guys call it.
Yeah. But aren't all Marines riflemen?
No, they're not.
Where did that come from?
I think I've been doing research on it. I think it's a marketing campaign.
Was it? Because, I mean, realistically, the guys who try and hold on to that, obviously are not infantry. They just want to hold on to the feeling of like that they're more than just supply or a cook or and all those jobs are needed. We all know this, 100%. But it's really funny when people get offended by saying you're not really a rifleman because you probably touched it in basic training, and then after that you do your balls once a year like every other motherfucking support element.
Yeah. I mean, saying every Marine is a rifleman is the gateway drug to a full stolen valor addiction. Like it is entry level stolen valor.
So we've set them up for failure right away. Well, the recruiter set them up for failure.
I mean, I would never say. I always tell. I used to just be like, no pogues, don't talk, or stuff like that. Obviously, that's wrong. I was also 22 at the time when I was doing that. Yeah, we all
go through that phase of like ego. Yeah.
But at the same time, like now I'm at a point where if you're going to say every Marine's a rifleman, then every Marine's a pilot, every Marine's an aviation specialist.
Yeah, every Marine's recon.
All of it. And they're like, no, you don't know my job. I'm like, exactly. So don't say you know mine. Like, it's not the same, bro.
Yeah, and that's an interesting thing.
There's tradecraft.
And that's cool. I would love to see the research on that and where you find that. And I would love to hear the article that you eventually write on that, because that'd be a good story to tell.
Yeah.
Well, on the same lines of that, like, look, dude, my dad's a Marine. Okay. And he still thinks he was flight deck guy or something, right? He still thinks he's more hardcore than I am. And I love my dad with all respect, right? He's Marine, all that. And I'm always like, I respect that, but
all right, Pops.
We did different jobs. We did different. And he knows. I think deep down he knows, but
but it's also it's
super
different,
prideful. Though. He's super prideful of his Marine background. And I love that he is. You know what I mean? I think that's why I am the way I am about mine.
Well, and I think that's what drove you towards, combat arms in the same way, but like his era, there wasn't really a war.
Right. He just missed Vietnam, bro. He just missed it.
Poor bastard. I mean, like, So cut to, if me and you were doing this in the 80s, we just look dumb.
Yeah.
Like, because we don't have anything that translate. But my whole thing was the war's happening. I'm not going to miss it.
That was the same as me.
I told my girls, I have two daughters and they're 10 and 12 now. They're like, why'd you choose infantry? And I was like, well, because Dad didn't want to have to lie to you. And if I was going to die, I was going to die in war. So
no, that's kind of, I just feel like, I'll tell you this. I was in seventh grade. The Marine recruiter showed up and I signed the paperwork saying infantry. Seventh grade, I said,
03, baby. Yeah.
Why would I do anything? And then they tried to hit me up later, and I said, yeah, baseball's doing so well. Fuck the military. I'm just going to focus on the baseball thing. And once baseball was lost, I jumped right back in. You know what I mean?
Not all of us have options or just athletically gifted the way you are. But no, I mean, it was weird. I got good scores on the ASVAB. I have a good GT score, and they're like, "Are you sure?" And I'm like, "Yeah, I don't want to do it." And then I realized why they didn't want me to do it. Everyone who's recruiting you 9 times out of 10, that's not what they did.
Yeah.
They're just dodging we call it the fleet. I don't know what you guys call it, but like the operational deployable forces in the Army. Yeah. They're dodging the fleet on a B billet. And so they're like,
it's
be a grunt. That sounds dumb. Because, they don't know. But it's the best.
If you had a son, would you let him be infantry?
Oh, God, no.
Right?
No.
That's the funny thing. So you want to know a true story is I called my dad. I mean, baseball, I became academically ineligible. And I'm in Kentucky alone, dude. Just like 20-year-old, 22-year-old fucking credit card debt up the wazoo because I'm just buying beers. You know what I mean? Just a silly college kid. And
college athlete stuff.
Yeah, college athlete stuff, dude. Just trying to, whatever. I called my dad, said, I'm going to join the military. My brother's the one who gave me the idea. He goes, hey, dude, there's a good option for you to join the military. I think you'd be good at that. I'm like, you know what? Fuck it. That's a good idea. I'm watching it on TV. I'm seeing the war happen as, day-to-day life. I'm like, fuck, this is what I should do now. This is my option.
Everybody was like that. Remember freedom fries? Like all that stuff?
Oh, yes, dude.
We were like at war with France for a minute, but I was like,
we're just super proud. A lot of pride,
freedom
man.
fries. Yeah, everyone was dug in.
And
everyone likes to pretend like they didn't want to go, but everyone said go. Politicians said go. Everybody said go.
And I was in the backlash of the original fucking influx of people just volunteering left and right. And I called my pops and said, Dad, I'm going to join the Marines. He goes, fuck no, you're not. And I was like, okay, I'm going to join the military. He goes, don't do the Marines. And it was like a dad trying to protect his son kind of thing. And I tripped out by it. I've always tripped out by that. I still to this day, I'm thinking like, he's never said why, but I know that's why. For only reasons like, he didn't want to see his son go through whatever. Like in his boot camp back in the day, they were beating the fuck out of each other, right? Like the drill instructor bit a dude's ear next to him. You know what I mean? Like weird shit. And so I ended up joining the Army. I pretty much made my rounds around every recruiter. I said to a Marine recruiter, I was like, what's the bonus? And he goes, the bonus is being a Marine. I was like, fuck this, I'm out. Went to the Navy guy. I said, I'll be a Navy SEAL, man. He goes, we don't have any slots. I'm like, well then fuck it. I'll go to the fucking Army guy. The Army guy was outside while I was waiting to ride. Boom, I went Army.
Dude, the Army was like Little John in early 2000s. They were just making it rain. I remember they were like, we'll give you 15. It was 15? I think it was 15 to enlist.
I got 19, bro.
Yeah, I
had 3 years college.
Yeah. They're like, we'll give you 15. You go 11 Bravo. You can be 11 X-ray, blah, blah, blah. And I was just like, I don't know. And I went back to go talk to that guy because they all used to be set up next to each other. Now they're like islands.
You just show up and you can go to all 4 of them.
Yeah. But it's not like that anymore. At least around here, they're like all separate.
Yeah,
like
same.
They'll be Army, Navy, or Marines, whatever. But the Marine guy was like outside, like, you want to wear, he said something like, he made fun of their uniforms. He's like, want some dress blues, man? I don't have any bonuses. I flicked out a cigarette and I was like, well, all right, fine. And so just went down that way and don't regret a second of it.
No, for sure. And then, so you got out and, you kind of, you're one of those guys I look up to because you found success after the military. And whether you think it's success or not, in my world, I think it's success, right? And we're all striving to be more successful and keep going over that hump, whatever it is, those goals that we set for ourselves. You're one of those guys who I don't know when you decided to, but whenever you did, it's been successful. When did you decide to start writing? When did that become a thing? Because talking to you, bro, me and you both know you're a country dude, bro.
Yeah, I'm a redneck.
Your dad's Bubba, dude. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, so when did writing become something for you? And maybe you don't realize it or not, but I find writing to be therapeutic. And I'm wondering if that's somehow in the aspect of where you started.
Yeah. I definitely think that's where it started. Because when I got out, I did 2 pumps Afghanistan. The last one was hellacious. Kids were born in between. It was just too much. And I got out, went to college, and then you just hit the ground running. Yeah. And so I didn't really have time to focus on life.
Right.
I mean, I had to focus on life. I couldn't focus on me. And
Right.
so like,
Same
I'm
as
just
me.
trying to keep it on the tracks. You got to earn, man. I got to earn for these kids.
Yeah.
So that was a big thing. But around like 2013, I started going to a counselor, and they had told me to like start going through some of my old journals and stuff. I'm sorry, my hair is so long. It's all over the place.
Beautiful. It's out of wreck, but it's beautiful.
It's so it's so bad. But I'm getting a haircut this week. But I started just like trying to like process my feelings and stuff. And then it just kind of just started shifting. A good friend I served with, who works at the Times, who's very successful. His name's Thomas Mitchell Gibbons Neff. He covers all their foreign stuff, and he just got a raise. He's doing all sorts of cool stuff right now. But he was at Georgetown, and I saw he was writing, and I started reading his stuff, and I was like, "Hey, man, what's this about?" And he's like, "Just keep doing it." He's like, "Honestly, anybody gets better at it," and that's like a fact. He said, "Just don't try and be like someone else. Just try and be yourself.
Have your own voice.
Have your own voice." Yeah. And it's like, I won't even read people's stuff. Like if I have an idea, I won't read people's stuff for like the whole time I'm writing it and before for like a week. Cause you always hear comedians talk about how like they steal like a cadence or a style from each other if they listen to each other. It's kind of this, for me, it's the same thing. And so I started in like 2013. I started doing some op-eds for the local paper, and then it just started going from there.
Yeah, man. Because
to the Times,
bro. And that's when things popped off for you as a writer. What was the one that kind of put you on the map? I know there's one article, and you didn't even expect this article to do it. I mean, isn't it the one about the movies, about
the Sniper movie? Yeah.
That's what I'm saying. And I'm saying this because you've probably put more effort into other articles, but you never know which ones. There's more heart and soul in some articles, and some are just like, let me just put this out because it's a good concept, and I'm gonna write it.
Yeah. I mean, most of my best ideas come to me like not like a lightning bolt, but like a kind of like a passing wind. Like, you should do this, and I'm like, nah, I should. And if I can hold on to it, I take it. But so I got onto the New York Times at War thing. They had a thing called New York Times at War blog. I wrote some pieces on there for a few years. They put it on pause. This is like 2014, 15. And then I got into Huffington Post because they had like a fire and forget type thing.
Yeah.
You could just upload and go. And at that time, American Sniper came out, and towards the third act of the movie, they focus on the relationship between Chris Kyle and his wife, Taya Kyle, and like just his general disposition and the conversations they have about how he misses war and stuff.
The driving scenes and all these scenes where it's like,
and he's white knuckling civilian life, but like when he's overseas, he's like home.
Right.
And I wrote about that, and that was less than a day I did that. And I was just like, hit it and go. I mean, and I don't use that many fingers. I used one in each hand, but I got out there, and I woke up, and Fox News, I got the American Sniper Twitter had it, and then Fox News had it, and then it was like
boom.
That was the first big time. That was the first big time. It was that was the first one where I was like,
send me that link, because when I upload this, I want to add that link to the bottom of so people can just check it out, just so they can kind of be familiar with your work. I get most of these dudes have probably read your shit, don't even know it's you, right? And so that's why I'm saying, like, and here's the other question: do you get compensated?
For the Huffington Post one, no,
you just write shit.
Yeah. Well, and a lot of it with writing, you're just trying to build up your street cred, and
when people Google your name, all your articles better pop up, and if they're on good platforms, it shows you some notoriety.
Yeah, and there's also like things like if you write for like a certain publication, it's frowned upon to write for another one. You know what I mean?
Kind of staying in your.
I don't want to name names,
right? But if you write for one, you don't want to write for the other. If you do movies for Disney, you might not want to go jump over and do something else, right?
Yeah, and me, I'm just diddy bopping around like I was in the Marines. You guys want to see what I said? So, but the biggest thing that was the most successful thing I've done is the piece that came out in 18, which is about they restarted up the At War thing again. They had a new editor, and I submitted a whole bunch of pieces, and they wrote this one. It's called Choose Your Own Adventure. It's a Choose Your Own Adventure book, and it's about my last deployment in the town of Marj, Afghanistan.
Yeah.
And my kids brought it home from the library. It gets to a point where the squad leader,
Yeah.
something I did, and gets to the point where the squad leader sees two snipers, and you decide to either shoot them or go past them. And if you shoot them, well, they weren't snipers because you saw them. That immediately disqualifies them as snipers. But they're innocent civilians, and you just committed a war crime.
Damn.
And I was like,
in a kid's book, bro.
Yeah, so I've got it. I don't think it's in here actually, but no. So I sent that to them. I wrote about it. I put it up. I gave it to them. It's 2018 November. And I remember my phone started to vibrate like off a table, like it just hit. It moved to the like page it was on the At War section to like the main page. It got all sorts of stuff. The publisher contacted the Times within like 24 hours. It trended like all weekend. And I was like, holy shit. I was like, I don't know. I just couldn't believe it because my problem was the way war was represented was just cavalier and inconsistent to the reality of it. And so like, if that's what I'm teaching my kids, I mean, they also had books that said like culture of Afghanistan.
Yeah.
Because your kids probably have the same thing where there's this thing that they're all kind of a part of, but it's like redacted a little bit around them. Like they don't know that daddy was out there doing the Lord's work. You know what I mean?
Right.
Right? You tell them one day, but right now they're like, it's just Pops. I don't know. He has a motorcycle show. I don't know. Who cares? Right? Like they could care. Yeah, they could care less. And that's
Dad's a wrestling coach. Dad's a wrestling coach. That's all he's ever done his whole life is what they think.
Yeah, he wrestles. That guy carries all of our gymnastics cheerleading and stuff. Don't pay attention to him. Yeah. But that popped, and I've got a few more ideas I'm working with now. But the publisher took the book off the shelves. They're going through their whole series, and they had done this with like Vietnam, the Persian Gulf War, and a whole bunch of other stuff too. But
it's crazy, and I've said this before, and this is kind of my big push in the next few months is I'm really going hard on trying to get Hollywood's attention, one, and two, getting veterans' attention to be more mindful about we have an opportunity right now to tell our story our way, the right way. But we haven't put ourselves in the position to do so, right?
Yeah.
We've sat back for the past 30 years genuinely, like, and have not told our story straight from our fucking mouths, but we've allowed Hollywood to depict us. And there's nothing wrong with that. Like, I appreciate them telling the stories, but what bothers me is this idiosyncrasy that they all have is that we're fucked up. We're broken. We're fucking, Sergeant Granger, was that the movie? Something like that? The guy ended up failing hardcore, right? Like fucking all these things. And they are the biggest voices in our world today. Media and social media. That is the biggest voice. And if every single veteran goes home and at night and watches a little fucking family film with their family and they see, another veteran failed. I mean, we're just fucking putting the message out there to the rest of the world. That's why people look at us like we're broken. That's why people pity us. And that eats me alive, that we've allowed it to happen. We've allowed ourselves to be viewed, and we've allowed our story to be told by people on one of the largest platforms and dictate essentially how the world sees us. And that's fucking wrong. And then, so you writing that article, I don't mean to cut you off, but you writing that article is really one of the first steps towards changing that stereotype, right? The systemic belief that we're broken. You've already started that path with just one article and one book. You know what I mean?
Well, it was just weird that like people would, like on many levels, like doctrinally, if you can see two people, they're not snipers, right? Like my sniper, this is how I knew a sniper was in the area. A bullet came from a direction. I have no idea where it came from. We need to break contact immediately or someone's dead. Same thing, right? So that's the criteria for a sniper. But anybody took a well-aimed shot in 2008, 2010, they were a sniper. So that was like one thing.
Right, but do you blame them for not understanding? I don't blame them.
So, well, I don't want to go too deep on this because it might get me in trouble, but like I did some research on the people who their whole career is like being consultants, the writers of this. That's military consultants.
Right.
Like they've come across guys like me and you in their past, and I guarantee they've heard the information. They're like, nope, but that won't sell kids' books.
No, but then you have, maybe a Coast Guard who's never done any time overseas, knows nothing about military tactics, is now the technical advisor. You see what I'm saying? And that's hard. That's hard a pill to swallow. But the reason why that guy got the job is because not enough of us were applying for that position, dude. Straight up.
Well, none of us. I'm scary.
What?
We're scary is part of it. I'm scary. You're scary. Yeah.
There's definitely the stigma behind a guy like me and you, but
yeah,
that's the other part of what we've fucked ourselves on, right? I say we've shot ourselves in the foot, and by being drunk, loudmouth, fucking, I don't give zero fucks given, bro. You see what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying? All that has created the stigma that even the professional organizations are like, that guy's kind of the douchey vet that I don't want to be around. Even though he has the knowledge, even though he has the experience, who the fuck wants that guy walking around in his fucking, his combat boots and cut off fucking cargo shorts,
What'd you do? Can you see my legs? Is that why you said that?
Get out of your element, Donnie. You're out of your element.
Listen, Donnie. No, so what I think about is like what you said about that, whatever, the Will Garner movie. I felt the same way. Honestly, like from a writing perspective, I felt like it was lazy because it just ended. Like it just ended. It wasn't a resolution. It wasn't like a slow burn to his demise. It just ended. And like there was no indications in the plot that was going to land there. So that upsets me.
And you know what? But I got to say this. There was a positive intention that was done. The filmmakers intended to tell our story and put our struggles out there for the world to see. But in my opinion, and you would agree, I'm sure, the world already knows what it assumes.
Yeah.
Right? That's why you have over 150 fucking or 100 to 322 a day fucking nonprofits. Right? The world already assumes we're broken. There is no, so like in my opinion, there is no suicide awareness. Everyone's aware. Right? Now we're on to suicide prevention. You know what I mean? Because the world is aware.
Yeah, I've said that.
Yeah.
Well, no, and it's a thing of like, to me, it feels like a story. Like if your grandmother's talking about you, like that's what the movie felt about. Like, well, Vincent, he went to the Iraqistan, and you're like, wait, what are you doing? Like it just all felt like a
third party information, man.
So, but
when my mom tells a story about me too, I was a stud. Yeah. Okay, like, I was Delta CAG operator, fucking Ranger Special Forces, bro.
Yeah, you're like, hey, Ma, I'm on the internet. People can find out. Stop making my voice forward. But no, but what I was thinking the other day of like the most successful veteran in entertainment of all time is Forrest Gump. I just came to this conclusion.
That's beautiful.
And like we need more Forrest Gump movies. Like he comes back from Vietnam, he's injured. He wins the Medal of Honor. Like I used to think that movie was real until
he carries his buddy and just runs full steam ahead. No big deal. Carrying him like you carry a woman on a romantic evening. You know what I mean? And running full dead sprint. That's a stud muffin, bro.
Well, I mean, that's how he got that scholarship to Alabama. I just rewatched the movie because I legit thought it was a biography until I was like 10.
Such a beautiful movie, though.
Go back in time. He's meeting JFK. I'm like, this guy had the best life ever.
You know what a beautiful part of that movie was? Lieutenant Dan.
Lieutenant Dan, yeah.
That was such a good character.
Oh, he nailed it.
Because all disgruntled. He had his post-traumatic stress. He wanted to die in war. Like, we're all like, wait a minute. This guy sounds a lot like us. If anything was portrayed pretty cool was him. And I think that character changed his life because Gary Sinise now is one of the biggest veteran advocates in Hollywood. To this day, this dude puts tons and tons of money towards it, right? Towards the Gold Star children and whatnot. And so I believe that
no press. The only press Gary Sinise gets is when somebody talks about it. That's like I saw when he sent all his families to Disney. Is that the most recent?
Bro.
And like it was like these like other websites posted about it. And he's like, yeah, we did that. Like he just confirmed it. He didn't even confirm it. He had a rep confirm it. And I was like, dude, that's some OG shit.
That's the guy I want to work with. That's the guy that I think
for sure
has the right intentions, and he's willing. He's probably going to be willing to have a meeting with me eventually one day and be like, yeah, well, we've been waiting for guys like you to show up in Hollywood and do some shit. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Fucking A. And so all this writing, doing some big shit. I'm hoping you keep writing because I really like what you do.
Yeah. I'm kicking some stuff around.
During quarantine, you kind of transitioned into something a little different.
I did.
You become an influencer, dog.
Dude, my wife is so proud.
You started an Instagram page.
Yeah, I started an Instagram page. It's called Veteran with a Sign. It's real original.
You know what's so funny? You sent that to me. I'm like, cool. I'll check it out later.
Yeah.
Like when you originally sent it to me, I'm like, oh, cool.
Yeah.
Okay. I'll check it out later. I don't know. And then I seen one of your signs. I was like, oh, fuck.
Well, I knew if I could just bait the hook. So I wanted layers, right?
Yeah.
So again, it's like veterans are misrepresented. Veterans are super dumb. And like veteran military culture needs to be taken down a peg or two.
Yeah.
I mean, don't get me wrong. If you want to throw like a news analyst gig at daddy right now for a few grand a month for me to be like, yeah, war is bad, I'll do it in a heartbeat. But
we all got to pay our bills. We all got a price.
Well, Rocco, what do you think? And it says like security specialist, war's bad, Mike. Cut back to him.
Back to you.
But no, it's just like people live in the fear of, so in the social justice area, social justice era of the internet, people are afraid of being like, oh, Rocco saying something to you and you being like, bro, I'm Puerto Rican. They'll be like nobody wants to get caught. Nobody wants to get caught doing anything. And so veterans as a whole have taken advantage of that and are plaguing upon the people that don't know that they stayed on a base their entire career.
Oh, bro. Keep going. I'm going to go to one of your pages. Go ahead.
Well, and I was bored. I knew it's a rough time of year. And I was like, my wife helps me be a better man. But deep down inside, Sergeant Bell just wants to bash pogs and beat up on boots. He wants out. He wants some walk around money, man. He wants to get out and be like, hey, come here, cash sales. What are you doing? Like he wants it.
Bro, there's something that there's humor and there's honesty in what you're doing, right? And I think that's the funny thing. It's this kind of like, you kind of touch both sides. We can laugh at it, but there's some that hit close to home. They're like, ooh, burn, right? And that's what I love about it. So Mother's Day, you posted, stop lying to your mom about your MOS. And this fucking killed me, dude. Because how many of these dudes go and say, they caught Bin Laden, right? Like there's a lot of guys there's a lot of people in the military that are insecure about whatever they did. And they shouldn't be. If you served, you have my fucking utmost respect. I think it's honorable, commendable for anyone to fucking serve our country. If you serve as a fucking cook, you better be fucking proud of being the best fucking spatula working motherfucker there is. And don't boast that you're also, I'm also fucking a top gunner on mission sometimes. It's just what I do. You see what I'm saying? And maybe in some unit they do that, but not in mine.
All right, Rocco, let's just do this. That's not true, okay? This some unit thing, that's Rocco trying to be polite. I've been dealing with it for the past month. That is not true. Your son lied. He's a loser. He did not get pulled out of a chow hall by a guy like me and Rocco covered in blood saying, listen, I need some people to go do some bad stuff. Who's with me? No, I would have taken their bullets and been like, go tell your mom you did something cool. And then just gone and done the Lord's work. Like that's it. But so they're the ones that make this happen. So like the problem is everyone starts to ride on these coattails of stuff because they feel like there's some sort of glory and attention, but they don't really understand like the cost that comes with this. Like here's a good example. My first deployment, this log train pulls up. This guy gets out with camis that are so clean it hurts my eyes.
Yeah.
And we're unloading stuff, and my squad leader looks at me and he goes, "Hey, why don't you go watch what's his name?" He's like walking around our position. Well, I follow him, and he's like, he's walking around like cropping a few pictures here and there. Oh man! And this is where we live, dude. Like I said, we were outside. We commandeered a compound. We punched holes in the wall to make posts and everything else. Like, we're living like animals.
Yeah, you're pulling 360 security at all times right now.
100%, bro. Doing at least 2 patrols a day. Loving it. It was like an 18-hour rotation at that time. But he's like taking pictures, and I'm like, "Hey man, what's going on?" And like, and then he turned around and gave me the mark of the Pogue, which is a K bar on the front of their flak for no reason, because they all think they might do trench warfare at one point. But it's just something that somebody would beat them with.
Yeah.
He's like, "Oh man, I was just taking some pictures for my family stuff." I was like, "Did I get that? It's totally cool. It's totally cool." I was like, "Let me take a picture for you." And he's like, "Oh, it'd be so great." And I was like, "All right, ready?" He goes, "Yeah." I was like, 1, 2. I take that thing. I throw a Rocco fastball against this dirt wall, and this thing explodes like Randy Johnson hitting that pigeon.
Oh my
His
God.
camera just shatters, and he goes, "What the hell, man?" I go, "If you don't get the fuck back on that truck, I'll kill you. I swear to God, you tell anybody we're here, I'm going to kill you." And I might get in trouble for that, but I don't care. My squad leader came over to me and gave me a cigarette and looked at me and said, "I've never been more proud of you."
Bro.
But he was walking in my position because he was going to go home and tell a lie.
Of course.
Like, he took pictures of my friends on
It's
posts.
a weird thing. It's a weird thing. There's a lot of insecurities, dude.
Some of the people that were there weren't alive later.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. It's a
like, you don't get to do that.
Yeah, you can be. It's an easy way of getting offended because people are trying to take claim for the hard work that a lot of us put in. You know what I mean? And it's weird, bro. It's weird because, like, we had a truck driver. We do some, we go to the range sometimes in Afghanistan. There's a range real close to Bagram Airfield that we used to go to and do some training before we, go on some missions or whatnot, or we did our, we did some demolition shit right there, We have these truck drivers that drive us there. These truck drivers are not Ranger Battalion. This is before Ranger Battalion actually had a support element attached to us, like an actual support element that's in the battalion. So we had to bring on some attachments to, like, just drive us.
They are just ad hoc people, right?
They're just some National Guard dude who's there on a transportation unit. All of a sudden is just driving us, right? And I remember my squad at the time was like, "Hey, when's the last time you shot that thing?" And they're like, "Oh man, maybe a year." He's like, "What the fuck? Get over here!" And this must have been this guy's fucking highlight of his fucking career. It was a bunch of fucking special operations dudes in Afghanistan, and we're fucking teaching him how to fucking do fucking reflexive fire. Boom. Boom. He's got this long ass fucking, he's got this long ass musket. He's probably look more like a muzzle loading fucking thing, right?
On a 3-point sling.
Yeah. And this dude,
how do you get it off? How do you, you cut all of those?
Yeah. And our mindset, and my squad leader's mindset on this is, dude, if we get ambushed at some point, this fucking dude better know how to use this fucking rifle. You know what I mean? I don't care if he's a truck driver. He just better know how to just at least throw rounds down range. And so we train him for a day. I can imagine this motherfucker, if he's one of those douchebags, goes back home and tells everyone, "Yeah, man, I shot some rounds with the fucking, I was on a mission with the Ranger Battalion." Or some shit.
I guarantee that he's walked in a bar and done this. "Hey, RLT dubs, girl."
Bro, here's the funny thing.
Name's blank. Rangers lead the way. Get to know it.
So naive we can be as a private, right? And as in the youth, I was in airborne school, and I had a guy that had that electric strawberry fucking unit insignia, which means he is attached to special forces and doing something. It could be a parachute rigger. It could be whatever, right? That's what I mean. He's in the unit. All right. He's part of group in some aspect, but doesn't mean he's not an operator. Right?
Yeah.
So my dumbass, I don't know. This guy doesn't have a long tab, right? He just has the fucking unit insignia that I'm like, oh my God.
This is all language I'm learning, but yeah.
Okay. So a unit insignia, there's a one called, it looks like an electric strawberry / fucking, it's the special forces pretty much you've seen in every fucking movie.
Yeah. Yeah. I've seen that.
So he has that unit, but he's an airborne. So he's not airborne yet. You have to be airborne to be in that unit.
Mm-hmm.
You see what I'm saying? So we're in airborne together. But I see this unit patch, and I'm assuming right away this guy's a special forces. And I'm like, dude,
He's a pipe hitter.
Yeah. And I'm like asking him questions, and this dude is answering as if he is. I swear, and I laugh about it.
Well,
later.
Vargas, it's the life's not for everyone.
Dude, it's the funny thing because I remember like, and my buddy's like, dude, he's like, my buddy who's passed away now, Devin, love you, buddy. But he's asking like, dude, they teach you how to like kill people with your hands. Like, the most dumbest fucking private question you can ask a motherfucker. And the guy's like, he goes, you just got to stay out of my. You got to stay out of my. Stay out of his little circle, dude, or it's death, bro. You cross the line. And I'm like, bro, and I grew up fighting, and I've grown up in the martial arts, and I'm thinking like, there's no way this guy knows so much that if I step into his little circle, he's going to kill me with his hands. I don't know what he's talking about. And it was just such a weird moment. And now I think about it like, oh, either he believed what he was saying or he was fucking pulling my leg the whole goddamn time, dude.
I think he believed it.
I think he believed it, dude.
I think you didn't break that circle, man. You'd have to call your dad to bandage you up.
We wouldn't have had this conversation anymore. I would have been dead. I would have died. Hey, man,
I'm going to do that now from now on. Hey, listen, forget 6 feet. You break this
barrier.
You cross this Rubicon.
Yeah,
it's a wrap.
Death blossom, bro.
Death blossom. Death will sprout out and strike you down.
My God. Well,
but yeah, so that's why I write stupid things on cardboard.
Well, I love them,
but it's equal opportunity is the whole concept. Like it can't be like bashing like non-combat, bashing anyone. Like it's.
So tell me about this one. Tell me about this one.
Go ahead. Yeah.
I don't care why you did not enlist. What is that? Is that a shot towards people who say, I was going to join the Army, or is that a shot towards officers? Oh, okay, good. I'm just curious.
It's both.
Both.
It's both, really. I mean, like, I find people say it a lot, and I'm just like, man, I don't care. I'm pumped that your parents love you and you had options after high school.
It's an interesting thing when people say, "Yeah, dude, I was gonna join," but it's like.
But they don't say it to anybody else. They wouldn't say it to a doctor. Like, I was going to be a doctor, but they said I had too much muscles. And so...
I like the one where people goes, I was going to join the infantry, but I'm a lot smarter than that. Like,
yeah,
I swear there's studies. I swear there's studies that prove that the infantry has some of the highest GT scores.
Mm-hmm.
And so it's funny to me when people use that excuse like, oh, it was going to be infantry, but instead, I'm smarter than that. I scored high on my GT. Like, but bitch, I scored pretty high on my GT too.
Yeah.
Fucker.
I always be like, do you think that's really what it was? Do you think
is that what it was?
Or maybe it's because you went open contract.
You got tiny heart syndrome?
Tiny heart syndrome.
Tiny heart syndrome. I'm not bashing nobody though, man.
No, but that was one. I did one for the Ranger stuff. That was the one.
Oh my God.
And
that one said that. Hold on, let me see. That one says
we talked about this. Yeah,
Ranger school does not make you a Ranger, which is so funny how much that offends people. It offends them. Like, bro, look,
like they just went.
Yeah, you just ruin their fucking because they have Ranger on their truck and they've told their wife they're Army Rangers and they have a tattoo on their chest that says Ranger or on their shoulder where a patch would be. And it's like and so when someone says Ranger school does not make you a Ranger, the fact is Ranger Battalion is a special operations unit, and when you're overseas, you fall under JSOC and SOCOM and all these. Or when you're not overseas, JSOC. When you're overseas, SOCOM. Whatever the case, right? Those are special operations commands, special operations unit that fall under special operations budgets and do special operations missions. Day to fucking day, we live and train in that capacity. And so that's why people are confused. Like, oh yeah, but you only have 4 to fucking 6 months deployments. Like, yeah, but we rotate every 6 months. Yeah, every fucking 6 months. Yeah. I love being overseas because training was killing me, bro. Mm-hmm. We lose guys. Sucks. We lose guys from fucking mass attack, fucking airborne fucking operation trainings. We lost my friend Devin. I just said he was killed in training because of fucking an incident where or a range safety officer made a mistake. I mean, we are training with live rounds all fucking day, doing fucking hit after hit after fucking hit. In 4 years, I was home 11 months. Home. Yeah. And even when I was home, sometimes I just slept at the fucking barracks because fucking my training was fucking finishing at 2 a.m. starting back up at fucking 6 a.m.
I mean, I've done it.
I mean, I'm preaching to the choir here. I'm just saying.
Yeah, no, I mean, like you start doing like sleep math. You're like, oh, dude, but then I got to drive on base.
Right. You're like, I'm not driving home to fucking, no. Yep.
Babe, I love you.
Staying
I'm here.
I'm sleeping right here in the fucking in the squad room with all the other young fucking knuckleheads.
Yeah.
And so there's a big difference.
And the
Big
training, how many times you heard about some guy getting popped in a Mount Town or a CQB drill?
That's where Devin was. Yeah.
I mean,
we train and train and train and train.
It's volume. It's like volume danger, right?
Yeah.
So like the more you do it, like you get that muscle memory. You always hit that corner. You always do the pie. You clear the threshold, the fatal front, all that jazz. But eventually, like stuff just happens.
I explained to my wife like how much PT we did, and it's probably now there's studies where it wasn't the healthiest to keep your squad 100% intact before deployments. But like 5 mile runs on Mondays. I had one squad that made us do 8 mile run to a swim and then back to back run back. I'm like, we just did a fucking half marathon, bro. Like, what the fuck is going on? And then the next day you're doing push-ups, sit-ups, and then next day you're doing combatives. You break your nose and you go right back to fucking 12 mile road marches, fucking shooting stress shoots. It's a fucking madhouse, and it's dope because you're training your forces to be the baddest motherfucker. We were a fight culture, bro. Ranger Battalion was a fight culture. At any point, if they said second squad, ball up first squad, that's like the code, ball up. But we went straight to combatives to tap motherfuckers out. And it was just a war. And like we had to be, you had to build and instill a warrior culture so that when it came to war, we were ready for fighting. And that's what it was. And regular infantry units in the Army aren't necessarily built to that capacity. They don't train the same as we do, or else they'd be fucking special operations units. You know what I'm saying? Or else they would have got through their selections, or they would have. A lot of guys who get offended at that Rangers comment is because they fucking either failed out or volunteered removed out of Rangers RIP or RASP now. Yeah. So there's a little animosity in there. Like, I got through school. School ain't shit for Ranger Battalion. It's a stepping stone. If you want to be NCO, you have to get your tab. Straight up. If you don't get your tab, you're getting kicked the fuck out.
And they're going at it too. And like, it's funny to see how people will, I should say it's funny. It's very interesting to see how they interact. And like, it doesn't, people, they'll say phrases like, it's all new to me. Like, scroll life, not tab life. And stuff like that. And then like the best part was one guy was like, "You, sir, are an absolute disgrace to the 75th Ranger Regiment. People like you are why the Army sucks." And before I could even like be like, "Bro, I'm not in the."
He got jumped on, bro. He got jumped
on, and like he DM'd me because it's my friend and the guy I served with like run the account because it's become a lot. But I mean, the whole goal was just like that's something that has to be said. It's also it's true. It's true. It's funny.
It's true. Can't get offended.
And
the people, and it really is intended for the people that will get offended. The people that will get offended is because they've held down to the title of Army Ranger, and it eats them alive to know that, well, you're not Ranger Battalion; those are Army Rangers. And it's this weird thing that why did the Army even create it this way? Don't know. You know what I mean? Why isn't the Raider tab just called a leadership tab? I don't know.
Every Marine's a rifleman, bro. I mean,
and a Marine is just
the same. It's not the same
as a Ranger.
Dude, don't even get me started. I'm not even going to go. I know what you guys do, and I saw what I did. I mean, the only way it could even be close is if I did every school available. But I don't have 10 enlistments to work through schoolhouses. Okay?
It's just different, dude. And it's just funny that people can't be proud of
it's about the doctrine. Like, what does the Army do? The Army sustains, right? Yeah. They're a sustaining long-term force. Like the Marine Corps plays to who I am, fast and loose. I get in, I get out, boom, boom. Yeah. Right?
It's the same. Like people are like always trying to compare Special Forces to Army Rangers. I'm like, well, everyone knows Special Forces because of fucking Rambo. You know what I mean? Mm-hmm. We do completely different missions. Now, there's some small units in Special Forces that are still, hit units, kind of like assaulting elements, but that's all we are. And people don't realize how small the Ranger Battalion is compared to like SEAL teams. So.
Yeah, well, I mean, there's definitely less of you guys getting book deals than them.
Trust me. Oh my God! I don't want to burn that bridge.
Nobody's passing out Marine grunt book deals. I'll tell you that much.
I don't want to burn the bridge of. A lot of tech advisors in Hollywood are Navy SEAls, and those guys deserve it. But
dude, no, I don't hate on them. It's just. I mean, a Navy SEAL wrote into me and gave me like 10 things he wants me to make. He's like, we've been passing these around all the different units.
Oh, that's so funny.
I'll tell you who it is in a little bit, but he's like, do this one, do this one, do this one. And they're savage. They're savage.
Good. The deal is this. That Navy SEALs got a great name. They've done great marketing for themselves.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? And I think a lot of the deaf group dudes understand the truth behind it all, right? They get it. Like there's some really badass dudes in those units, and then there's some pretty average dudes in other units. You know what I mean? And we got to just admit that one day. You know, the SEAL moniker doesn't mean like everyone's a badass, and the Ranger regiment moniker doesn't mean everyone's a badass. You know what I mean? Mm-hmm. It's this interesting thing that the world who knows, and the world who doesn't know just identifies like, man, Navy SEALs are badasses. Like, dude, they do great training, and I respect them. But it's this funny thing that the world view on them is so elevated that the rest of us are kind of like, oh, that sucks. But you know what? We didn't market ourselves very well. We didn't write books. We didn't we didn't do movies. You know what I mean? And so my son talks about being a Navy SEAL before he talks about being an Army Ranger because, Navy SEALs are better. And I'm like, whoa, that's offensive. So it's this funny thing. They've really done a great job in marketing themselves. And I'm not taking anything from them. You know, I know a lot of Navy SEALs, and, you know, whatever reasons they've had by the books and everything, you know what? Those guys probably have a more secure future than a lot of Rangers do. Because
I don't hate on it at all. It's just it's like if you look at like one group, it's a subgroup of a subgroup, and they're all doing this thing. And like just like you said, like not everyone's the top, because like in everything in life, there's different hierarchies. Like there's different levels to this game, man. Like there's a guy who was in my unit who was the company clerk who has a YouTube channel where he's a gun expert, apparently. I've never saw him hold a gun. But YouTube, it's like, oh, dude, your stuff is so great.
But he was a Marine, and they're all riflemen.
Yeah, technically. Yeah, he was there. Technically, yeah.
It's funny, man. Either way.
He had his name on his shirt and everything.
Either way, you know, the world is slowly starting to understand that not everyone fucking is John Rambo. You know what I mean? And eventually Delta will tell their stories, and that's going to be an interesting day. You know what I mean?
I can't wait.
Whatever
Coming
it is.
soon. Who knows? Teaser. But no, it's so like the whole idea of the stupid page is like, it's a lonely time. We're in quarantine. Why don't we just kind of all equally shot, just playful shots at each other. But I swear to God, this has been the coolest thing is people are like talking. Like,
that's beautiful.
Like we did a thing for this group they're called Hunter. I don't know. Let me say who they are.
Yeah, go ahead.
Okay, so it's Hunter 7 Foundation. They help with all healthcare and research associated to all the burn pits, which is something. If you've been overseas, you need to look into the stuff they're doing. I mean,
I've got them up. I did my burn pit.
Yeah, I mean, you see if I touch my face or anything, I get these red marks.
Yeah,
it's I got this autoimmune thing where my body's like constantly allergic to everything, so like it can get pretty bad. But they're like, well, it could be this, it could be that, but most likely something with burn pits.
Yeah.
But anyways, so we put up something yesterday, and like it's doing really well, but the whole idea was how to like get eyes on it. So the idea was burn pits are the Agent Orange of the global war on terrorism, of the GWAT. Yeah. And so it's like, it's funny, it'll get your attention, but more importantly, it like tells you
it's true.
It's true, right? I want you to be like, all right, that's pretty good. Like that's how I want all of them to walk away like that. Cause I can bash on Pogues with the best of them, but that's low hanging fruit. I want that prize at the top.
You want to shake the tree, dude. You want to genuinely have if you're going to have a page, I see it crazy.
Yeah.
But, if you're going to have a page and you're going to put some shit out there, you know, there also has to be, I guess, something that's sustaining, if you will. It has to have rhyme to the reason, you know, and your page does. And as much as there's humor in there, there's honesty, right? And there's and I love your approach to it. I love your tact. And I think there's something there for you in the future. I think it's going to grow. It's already grown. Like since we first started talking about this thing, it has grown exponentially, and it's going to continue to grow.
Well, and I think one of the biggest things has just been like the relationships that developed out of it. And also, I mean, just like talking to you, like the advice of like, this is happening, what would you do? Or because I'm now in this different, like before it was something like, he'll be like, hey, I want you to write this stuff or whatever. Like a guy told me my last articles in a curriculum he teaches at Amherst College and stuff.
Nice.
And I was like, I would tell my family if any of them could read, but yeah, there's no point. I'm sure one of them does. That isn't me. But anyway, so that was like a lane, and like this is a whole different lane of like. So it's like we have this like experience that other people don't, where it's just weird, right? It's weird the way people interact with you. It's like now people send me like different versions.
Bro, people didn't know
of
who the
me
fuck
doing it. Yeah,
people didn't know who the fuck you were.
No,
and you're a well-known fucking New York Times writer.
Well, that was somewhat intentional, but yeah,
right. But that's the point. Is like you've been able to create another buzz on a different platform, which is in a different approach. It's super different. I mean, this has been done, but not in our world, right? This holding up signs has been done, but not in this world. The way you're doing it. Well,
and most of the memes that are out there are just so on the nose where I don't even look at them.
Right.
And they're very pop culture based, which is just like, you know what it's like? It's like telling knock-knock jokes a little bit to me.
Right.
And I'm not like saying I'm a high-level intellectual, but I just want – so like I'm trying to tie military, veteran culture, current times, and then like humor like all into one thing at any given moment without targeting a specific group within that. Or I could just say poke suck. You know what I mean? So like, which is true. But I've got the line.
That's not Vincent Vargas saying that. Just so we're all clear.
No. I don't care. No, they don't. They don't. Like that's not the point.
But we can joke with each other.
Stop lying to your mom about your MOS. I was on a run, and I was like, Mother's Day's coming up, and I was going over stuff. I had to get my wife, and I was like, oh God, please don't forget. I need to get flowers. And, Mother's Day, it's crazy. I wonder how many boots are going home on Mother's Day. And I was like, I bet they're lying to their mom about their job. And I stopped, wrote it in my phone, and kept going. And I was like, that's a good one. I sent it to you. I sent it to you.
Did.
I was like, should I do it?
I said, yeah. Yeah, I'd post it now. I said something. I know what I said. Hold on. We got to get to this before I close out because we're up on our time here, and the wife is already texting me. But
I'm in trouble. I'm sure I'm in trouble.
No, it's all good, man. Where is this fucking? It's funny because I said post it the day before, and I gave you a reason because where the fuck is it? Damn it. I said, what's it called? Here we go. It says, if it was me, I'd post it Saturday. Maybe these exclamation points, grow some integrity and tell their moms the truth about on Sunday. Maybe they grow some integrity and say, all right, Mom, listen, I didn't kill bin Laden. I didn't jump into Afghanistan twice.
Yeah. Listen, Mom, we got to talk.
I'm a
Remember how I told you I only have one ribbon? This is why. It's not the Medal of Honor.
I don't have a top secret clearance. I promise you. I'm sorry.
I don't.
No. I just work in fuel. I filled the tank with the guy who actually did it. So that's cool.
If you have any questions at all about different types of military grade petrol-based products, I'm your guy. But I haven't done anything else.
There's nothing wrong with that, though. Anyone listening, there's nothing wrong with it. We're just fucking.
There's not. Shit. But let me catch you outside lying.
All right, we gotta go. Hey, go find him. Go check out Zachary Bell. He's got some incredible writing. Find him on social media. Check out his Instagram. It's called Veteran with a sign. Veteran with a sign, yeah. Veteran with a sign. You guys go check it out and have some laughs. Partake in the banter. It's getting crazy engagement. It's fun. It's honest. I appreciate you doing it, sir. I appreciate you taking the time to hang out with us, and let's do it again. And keep writing, motherfucker. I love what you do.
Same. Thanks, man.
All right, bro.